Hello guys and welcome. Today I will be doing something yet different, but not the first on my channel. Today I will be doing another case from the Financial Modeling World Cup, this time from session 3 of 2025. How do you do? It's something, it hasn't that much to do with financial modeling. But at least we can do there some Excel stuff. I will use, for example, a little bit of group by along the way and so on. So therefore, it's worth from an Excel perspective. If you know the Financial Modeling World Cup thing, the format isn't like in the Excel stuff that you have like a spreadsheet with inputs or multiple inputs and maps, and then there are questions. Normally you have like, it could be that you have only a PDF. This time we have a little bit of data stuff in here. We have a PDF of case material intro stuff that isn't that important. So there's some stuff that is important, but most time I get like along the way with the questions. These are the original questions. I've printed out the website. You can see took me with case one a little bit longer than an hour, and there are also my answers because I haven't saved it from the beginning. But anyways, so the first question: how many instruments have been fully realized or closed? So you need to know here are all investments and cash flows you get from those investments. And then on a separate table, there is a valuation of investments that aren't fully closed as of the end of 2024. Here is to the industry and the fund those investments are part of, or always by the investment idea. And then there are some fund managers. And in this case, you can say, because these are unique, we have 100 investments and 33 weren't closed as of end of 2024, and therefore 67 have been fully closed, which was the answer. So now we want to know the total cost of investments, and to not make it that messy, we can use here a filter, and in this case these are all tables, but I will first create a better, or like a merge table, because later it is important to get a little bit more data from this stuff. Outreach and short. Now we're getting there. So to merge everything kind of together, and then this is end of 2024. We have everything in a single table. Now I will also add the industry, the fund name, and the managers of this fund. Fund name, fund manager. XLOOKUP after this. In here, and we can return the industry and the fund name. Yes, we can track this down. delete the XLOOKUP, and the fund manager are based on the fund name. You see here everything is still a table, but I want a single table. Yes, drag this down and let's name it Marty. Let's name it T. Have I named it? No. Yeah, here, now it's named. Here we go. So the question was, sorry for that, question 2. What is the total cost of investment that went into Fund 1? So it's filter T amount. We can also do their sum if yes, if T amount is smaller than 0, because then it's like a cost, and T fund name, how was it? ESPS Fund 1. And we need also this in additional brackets. And then we can sum this up and we get to our answer. In this case, it's negative, but yeah, you see it's the same answer as I selected there. What is the number of investments where AVIC is a manager? Count if, now use count if T fund manager AVIC, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah. You see, this time it will not work because it's not unique. Therefore, I will filter this. And now not the fund manager. I want to have the investment ID. Is number search AVIC in T fund manager, and then I get all the investments where he is involved, but not the unique ones. But if I know wrap a rows around and a unique, I get the unique number, which is 49, which is the answer I have selected. And net profit of all investments in Fund 1. Now let's take a look at what net profit means. Returns, including unrealized valuation plus cost. So simply a sum if s of T amount if T fund name equals ESPS Fund 1. Oh yeah, sorry. Too much in the filter world. Which is 20.428, 20.428550, yes, as selected. I think this is even running smoother than in my original approach, I think because of this merge table I've created. I've not created this table at that stage in the case. IRR of investment 3. XIRR filter filter T amount T ID equals 3, and now the same for the date. Which is 25-ish, but make it percentage, 24.55. IRR of all investments. It's even simpler. XIRR of T amount and T date, also 16.48. Yeah, here it is. I was surprised by question 7. But now question 7. Okay. What is the IRR of all investments that have been fully exited? Okay. Fully not is number x match. So all those IDs I cannot find in this table have been fully exited. And now I can use this. XIRR, use this formula. Now T fully, I don't even need to make here an argument because this is a true and false, and therefore it will filter automatically, which is then 18.42%, which is the answer I've selected. No, I don't need the AI assistant. What is the IRR of all investments in the automobile industry? Let's use this. Let's use this filter stuff. T industry equals automobile. And copy this also here. 15.22%. Yes. What is the multiple cost versus returns of all investments? That's interesting. Here, let's go to the explanation. This multiple is the ratio of all returns versus all costs. Okay, so everything positive versus everything negative. Okay, that's simple. Sum if S, T amount larger than 0. Will this work? Yeah. Thank God. T amount smaller than 0. I think it's sorry. I think it's a -1, but yeah, of course, because costs are negative. But here we go, 1.5329. Yes, question 9 solved. What is the multiple cum cash flow of all investments in ESPS Special Operations Fund 1? This is a little bit more tricky because the cumulative cash flow is somehow the, yeah, I will show you this as the example. This is the most. So you basically have those cash flows, but you have also cash coming back, and therefore you somehow, how would I say this? Somehow sort all those cash flows, and then the multiple is, I think, the cost divided by the 1 plus net profit divided by the minimum cash flow, so the maximum you need to invest somehow at a certain point. And this for fund special opportunities fund 1. Okay. So filter T date mount if T fund name special the name ESPS special opportunities fund 1. Okay, is this done this way? No. Okay, how's the fund? There's a spelling mistake there. Special Opportunities Fund. Okay, it's not even written here correctly. Here we go. Now let's sort this. Okay, I want to do this single cell approach. I know it's not important to do this single cell, but I want to do this. Net profit, so let S sum of S1 plus sum of S divided by min of scan of 0 of S, but now I need to drop the first column because the date isn't of interest, and this is sum. Could this be? No, there's something odd. There's something odd. Now sum of S is 8.3 million, which is kind of possible, but let's double check. 8.3, yes. We've sorted it. So a scan of 0 of S of sum should be then, and the minimum is minus 40. This makes sense. Yeah, of course. Then need the minus of this, sum of S divided by the minus of this, and then 1 plus. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. Let's bring it in here. 1.2704. 74, yeah. Okay, question 10 solved, single cell approach. This was kind of unnecessary, but yeah, you can do this also single cell. What is the net profit of all investments where Airmon is manager? Filter T amount T no is number search Airmon T fund manager, and now sum 55.22012. Yes. I think I used more group by in my original approach, but this filtering stuff is also working super well because of this table I've created. It took me like, you do not know this in advance, but if you have like multiple tables and so on, you can also build on this. I could have started with only putting those two tables together and then afterwards adding like industry, fund name, fund managers, and so on. But it took me like 1 minute at the beginning, and now it's smooth with this one. What proportion of investments where Airmon's manager made a positive IRR? I think I need group by here. Nah, now we're getting into group by territory. Row fields are investments. Values is amount. I won't have the sum. And the filter is number search Airmon in T fund manager. Now we have all the investments. I do not want to have a total. This could be devastating. 0, 0. Now we do not have a total, and now I can let G drop the first column and count if G larger than 0. Yes, of course, this will not work with dynamic arrays. Rows filter G larger than 0. 27, which is the answer. We could do the double check divided by and divided by rows of G to check if this is 49, and it is 49. Because in my original attempt, I did the double check, thank God, but I had like also because of the totals, I also counted one additional because the overall total is positive. So I had like 28 of 50 initially, but thank God, I double checked and noticed, oh, there are only 49. I should check where this is coming from. Now, the so-called rebased investment date. So what do they do here? With the rebased investment date, they somehow take a look at what would be the XI, so the internal rate of return, if they invested all the stuff at the same beginning date. So they start, even though there's like splitting of the first investment date, they start with the minimum investment date. And based on this date, they start from also with the other investments. I do not know if I will do singular cell approach for those ones, but here there are like 3 questions or 4 questions, I think. Yeah, based on this. So we need investments 2 and 3, and we should calculate the stuff, and I will show you how to do this. So I need the date and I need the amount. If or let's make this make it that way. Why isn't this working? Okay, somehow the logical OR hasn't worked, but yeah. Okay, so what we basically do here is, oh no, I think I also need the investment number. Okay, okay, investment ID, okay. Now it's a little bit switched, which which isn't good. So this is then the date, and this is the amount. So our basic idea is that we take the minimum date, which is 16th of February 2015, and then we calculate this minus the minimum date. Oh no, no, we calculate this based on the minimum investment date of this investment. Sorry, minfs minimum range is here, criteria is given here, criteria is here, and then we subtract the actual date, and you see here this is 0. I should fix this. Okay, I will not do this single cell. But anyways, and now you have like from the starting date, you have the investment date based on the investment by investment number. And from there on, you can calculate this plus this date here, and then an XIRR based on this. Our values are still the same. Dates are given here, 26.3497%. Now it's the question, I could do this with do I want to go single cell? Yeah, let's do this. So let's make this an ugly copy approach. First and foremost, so now this is, I think, min of the dates. This isn't like the best approach to only copy everything in, but it's working. So we do not even need the minimum date here because we can start from scratch. But anyways, let's let it in. And now I need this, and therefore I think I need to map those stuff here, but I do not need the amount. And then I need to map in. So let f, and now copy this in here. This is map take f first column, take f second column, lambda a and b. This is b minus, this is a, and this is take f second column and take f first column. Calculation error, great. FC is take f first column, and fs is take or drop f first column. Now map fs And second column, I see I should have named this. Lambda AB, B is the date minus the minimum. It could do that minif s isn't working that way. Yeah, it could be. Okay, and then need a filter approach. But yeah, min filter of the second column if first column equals A. Oh, it's working, yay. Yeah, I think minif s isn't working with arrays either. And then let's copy this in here and we have it in single cell. Super unnecessary, but at least I've shown that you can do this single cell. Now, IRR of all investments. Okay. Let's see. XIRR of the amount. We do not need a filter here. And here we do not need a filter either. And here we do not need a filter also, but we let this be. And there's one thing too much. Yes, we need this here not, but 15.0804, which is the answer we were seeking for. So simply by raising the filters with my single cell approach, I've solved also this question in, I think, less than 60 seconds. What is the multiple cum cash flow of all investments in the chemical industry? Oh, there's a multiple. Oh, okay. So it's not the IRR, it's something else. Oh, okay. Have to rethink. So we have the net profits. We can also build a cumulative cash flow based on our approach here. Okay. Now the T industry should be chemicals. And this for all our filters. So the XIRR would be something around 9%. That I know. 9.36, not that much. But I think chemical industry is also quite cyclical and yeah, not the preferred industry. Oh, we're even at 40 minutes. But I've done this single cell. It's at least not that messy as last time. So yeah. Okay. Okay, here I have my initial filter for the amounts. I think this is nothing I need there, because I think the first thing I need is this here. Let's see what the outcome is. These are the dates additional to the first date. And I think it's then the amounts are then sorted based on this. Then the cumulative cash flow is done, and then okay. I haven't brought idea. Control Z, Z. So let A for amount. Now I want to filter only for the amount. Yes. And then what is the formula? 1 plus net profit divided by absolute minimum cumulative cash flow. 1 plus sum of A divided by minus min scan 0 sort by A okay, I need to name this M these ascending orders, right? Sum, and this could be the answer. Yeah, it is the answer. Easier than expected. So what I basically have done is created here the date as before, and then inputted this into the formula with a sort by to not like need to drop anything else. So simply is net profit, and this is the cumulative cash flow in a single formula. Q16. Last question. Of all investment with David is not manager, and now single cell comes in handy. So we need to simply swap out the filter in two formulas. So filter is not is number search. I think the name is somehow not usual. DAAV within T fund manager. Close a few brackets. Yes. And also include this in this filter function here. And we have our answer. Yeah. So somehow kind of in the same speed as in my original attempt, but more explanation. And I think I did like 5 tabs or something, and this is all single cell approach, which was kind of handy somehow, but also took a lot of time. I think you're faster when you're not doing single cell, but yeah, especially helpful was this table I created first. I think this is the only tip you should take from here. The single cell approach isn't as important with Financial Modeling World Cup currently, but you never know. Somehow they will switch. For example, there's stuff that you should calculate like something like this based on multiple examples. For example, for all the industries could be something. Calculate the how is it called? The cumulative multiple cum cash flow for all industries, and then I would simply swap in here a map where I map in all the unique industries and I have the answers for all the answers. So therefore single cell is like good. Okay, then you could argue you could also do like a data table fair point, but anyways, yeah, somehow clean solved this time. I hope you liked it. Not that much financial modeling. The only function I think we used was XIRR, and somehow we used the multiples, but they were like handed out to us. So yeah, nothing too special there. But anyways, thank you for your attention. I hope to see you in the next one, although the next one will be not the financial modeling stuff, I think. Thank you. Bye.